Welcome back to my channel, DebtFree CF. Going through my monthly budget. I'm wrapping up February 2018. I've got a couple of numbers noted that I'm going to put into the correct places, and then we'll look at if everything has balanced out. So the exact amount of income with myself, and then the amount that my roommate contributes to the half of the bills, rent, utilities, pet expenses, and so forth. Just kind of have those marked out, but I've got groceries at my midway point was pretty on track for being halfway. The second half of the month did have a little bit more expenses. I didn't plan on going to Costco, but we needed some paper towels and toilet paper, and then while I was there I picked up a couple of other things in terms of groceries, like the giant bag of carrots that we can juice or steam or eat raw with hummus, which we do pretty often. They have amazing tomato soup. I don't know if you've ever had their creamy tomato soup. Happens to be vegetarian and organic, and so I got that as well. So here's a couple of different charges that I just copied from my bank account to save time on the video. The $130 is the Costco charge, and in this particular instance, I'm not going to bother to separate the paper towels and the toilet paper and put them instead in like the fun miscellaneous, like household items. I just lump it in with the groceries. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, put that in here with my other numbers and hit enter, and I can see that I have gone a little bit over on the category. Now, since I'm not actually in debt and I'm not making payments towards debt, instead I'm on the step of building wealth or saving for a down payment. I'm already done with my full funded emergency fund of 6 to 8 months, which is a little bit on the shorter side because for the last 2 weeks I've actually been not working. I'm in the middle of switching jobs, which is a whole exciting announcement, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in March because it's going to change the budget a little bit. But I basically had been in an entry-level job building some skills, learning for switching away from my previous employment to a new category or new career, and so I've finally gotten that taken care of. All right, so we've got those numbers corrected into groceries. Then I did have two stops that I didn't anticipate. Well, I had one stop that I anticipated and one stop I did not anticipate in terms of getting gas. So let me go ahead and add that to this category. So I normally only fill the car maybe once a month or maybe every like 5 or 6 weeks because if I'm driving, it's local. I could walk to work. I wasn't even going to work for 2 weeks, and basically I just don't use a lot of gas. I don't drive a lot. But now that it's in spring season, so some of my friends' kids have different sports activities that they want me to come and watch the game, and I love to do that, support them. So I've been driving a little bit more for that. I also am getting back into where I will probably meet up with my mom maybe once or twice a month, depending on what month it is, and sometimes I'm driving a couple of hours for that. She lives about 8 hours away. Well, depends who drives, 6 to 8 hours away, and we'll usually meet somewhere kind of in the middle, so I can drive anywhere for maybe 120 miles to maybe like 300 miles, so a couple of hours. And actually in the upcoming weekend, the very beginning of March, I'll have that, so I'll be budgeting a little bit more for those drives. And then I was borrowing my partner's car and realized that the gas tank was empty. Thank you, partner. So I filled it even though normally I don't fill it. But it really just comes out of kind of the shared fund of what's transferred for roommate bills and pet fund. So we'll kind of reconcile that today / tomorrow because we're at the end of the month anyway and need to have the next transfer of March payments come to me anyway. So that brings my gasoline higher than the 20 that I usually am in the ballpark range of. Rent didn't change, cell phone didn't change. The pets I had explained halfway through. I got a gift card from my brother and his girlfriend for a thank you when they visited. I haven't had any other charges, so far there's nothing for that, which means that nothing is coming out of my pet sinking fund. It's just going into my pet sinking fund. The regular car insurance being saved, earmarked for in July when that will be due. And then I've got a number of other charges. So I went to the Lunar New Year parade in Chinatown here and did some shopping afterwards. I've been out to eat with a couple of friends, catching up since the holidays are over, and I'm just a little bit more available these last couple weeks. My partner's friends were in from out of state, out of town, so met up for the dinner once with them as well. So we've just been doing a little bit more, which means that the amount spent this month is a little bit more because there's been a few more out to dinners. And then over the last weekend, we went on kind of a day trip, coordinated with each other, and decided that we did not want to try to pack our own lunches and take anything. We're just going to eat out and kind of have a fun date that way. So a little bit high on the category of miscellaneous. Then it's the beginning of the semester at the very beginning of February for a couple of classes I'm taking related to job skills, and then I sent in my retirement. Now I do have quite a bit left over. Like there's this $3,000 that I've not allotted for anything according to these calculations. So probably at least $1,800 of that is going to go to the Roth IRA for 2017 because the $500 that went out this month was for 2017 to wrap up. So then I'm going to start 2018 this month ahead of what I normally would do, just because I completed my 2017 a little bit early. I'm trying to make it that it will be done within the actual months of the year for which it applies, although legally based on tax laws, you are allowed to keep contributing backwards up through April of the following year. So through April of 2018, if I needed to, or if you still need to, you can be contributing back to a Roth IRA for retirement savings. But since I'm complete with that, then I've got that noted here in my sinking fund that it's maxed out, and I will start a new one with March because today, now that I know I've got extra in my budget, which I anticipated because of the tax refund that I got, that I found out I was getting on February 6th, that's all going to go to my retirement fund. And then I'll double check that I have everything I need for the various sinking funds, like what I need for the pets, for vaccinations by the end of the year, and how much will be in my Korea fund, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get that all the way up to the 1200. Some of that will be entered in here. So actually I can do that right now. 1200 minus the amount that I already had saved is going to be 368, and so that'll leave 1200 available for Korea. Not sure why that's not $1. There we go. I don't have tickets purchased yet. I don't know exactly when I'm going. I just needed to pre-plan and have that saved by May or June. I'm thinking it's probably going to turn into maybe September, and that depends if I've got enough days off because I'm starting a new job, so now my time accrued for vacation starts over, which is kind of inconvenient, but it's how life happens. And actually the really exciting thing about the new job is I anticipate getting almost a double increase in pay. But that is a look at my budget. So let me put in here the 368 for Korea. And then this is going to stay as my amount that I sent for Roth. If I add another 1800 here, well, let's call it 1500. 2000. Okay. And these really shouldn't be red. I'm not sure why these are colored at all. Let's get reset on there. So I'm pretty close to smack even on that if I do 1500. So I'll probably do 1600 in here for what I'm going to send for 2018. All right. Well, hopefully all of your budgets went well. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. And come back soon. I'm going to have my March budget plan up in just a little bit because it'll follow this one exactly. Thanks for watching.